It's cool, Nathan. Don't stress. You're okay, bro. Just count to 3. Don't be scared. You own this school. If I wanted, I could blow it up. You're the boss. So what do you want?
I hope you checked the perimeter, as my step-ass would say. Now, let's talk business.
I got nothing for you.
Wrong. You got hella cash.
That's my family, not me.
Oh, boo-hoo, poor little rich kid. I know you've been pumping drugs and shit to kids around here. I bet your respectable family would help me out if I went to them. Man, I can see the headlines now.
Leave them out of this bitch!
I can tell everybody Nathan Prescott is a punk ass who begs like a little girl and talks to himself.
You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're messing around with.
Where'd you get that? What are you doing? Come on, put that thing down!
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me!
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho!
No!
Nathan Prescott. He is one of the first people introduced into the game, and we learn a lot about him in his first scene. We learn that he comes from a rich family. We learn that he's involved in drugs. We learn that he feels misunderstood. We learn that he feels as though he himself is not rich, only his parents or his family. We learn that he acts on impulse and angers easily. But one of the most important things we learn about him comes from something he says in the first scene.
I'm so sick of people trying to control me!
He says he is sick of people trying to control him. I believe that this sentence truly defines who Nathan is and what his issue is. I believe that his family, more notably his father, is trying to control Nathan and manipulate him to do something Nathan didn't really want to do in the first place. Nathan is one of the antagonists of the game. However, he may not be happy with some or most of his actions throughout the game. If you let the bathroom scene play out, and Nathan shoots Chloe, you can see his remorse. He did not mean to shoot her, nor did he intend to. Nathan seems truly unhappy with some of the things he is doing throughout the game.
Oh, shit! No! No, 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 no!
In episode 2, when we spoke with Kate about what happened to her after the party, we find out that she was probably drugged by Nathan at the party, but we also find out that he had an accomplice.
Somebody was talking to me in a soft voice. I thought it was a doctor until I heard Nathan and felt a sharp sting in my neck. And...
Nathan has never been known to talk in a soft voice. Also, she mentions she hears the soft voice, and then she heard Nathan. Logically, this would mean that it was not the same person. In episode 1, Chloe told us a similar story. In her story, it was only Nathan in his room. In Kate's story, she was in the dark room with Nathan and the soft voice, supposedly Mr. Jefferson.
I passed out on the floor. I woke up and that perv was smiling, crawling towards me with a camera.
In episode 4, we find the picture that Nathan took of Chloe. It looks vastly different from the picture that we find in the darkroom of Kate. The difference in the two pictures are obvious. Nathan's picture is in color, yet Mr. Jefferson's picture is in black and white. All of Mr. Jefferson's photos have been in black and white. He has a small obsession with monochrome, and he mentions it throughout his lecture in episode 2.
The shadow play that gives photography such visual power. It's basic yin and yang. Black and white images are effective precisely because of their contrast.
From this evidence, we can deduce that Nathan tried to drug and take photos of Chloe by himself without Jefferson's help. But still being an amateur, he made some mistakes. Now that we've established that Nathan and Mr. Jefferson are indeed partners in crime, now we can move on to more evidence that Nathan is not happy with this arrangement.
Max Caulfield, right? You're one of the Jefferson's photo groupies?
I'm one of his students.
What the fuck ever?
Throughout the game, we find out that Nathan is on several kinds of prescription drugs. The diet pills that we find on Nathan's computer are also used for psychiatric purposes. We also find out in episode 4 that Nathan's psychiatrist is trying to help Nathan. Nathan's psychiatrist mentions challenges that Nathan goes through, and he claims that Nathan's parents refuse to acknowledge the role they play in his mental health. He believes Nathan is becoming more and more disconnected from reality, and his parents refuse requests for consultation with the psychiatrist. Perhaps the reason that Nathan, an otherwise good student and talented individual, needs so much psychiatric help is because he is being pushed down an immoral path and has been deeply disturbed by the things he is being trained to do. Evidence we find throughout episode 4 indicate that Mr. Prescott is bullying his son into continuing the family business and legacy. When we get the text from Mr. Prescott in episode 1, he warns her against slandering and blackmailing Nathan and threatens her with lawyers and legal ramification. In the letter to Principal Wells in episode 3, Max points out that Mr. Prescott acts like a bully. His letter was quite similar to the text, "Professional articulated threats." He also writes and texts Nathan in a similar manner. The letters to Nathan from his father show us that he treats Nathan just like anyone else, if not pushing him harder because he expects Nathan to follow the family tradition. In episode 4, we find out that Mr. Prescott is highly invested in the Vortex Club and pays for all of parties. Also, in the letter to Principal Wells, he mentions that the party should continue on Thursday, the end of the world party.
Have anything to do with the Vortex Club? I mean, they don't get all their money from car washes.
No, they don't. But membership has its privileges, especially when your father is Blackwell's biggest sponsor.
Whatever the family tradition is, we don't know yet, but we can assume it has something to do with the Dark Room and the Vortex Club. On Nathan's computer, we find an email from his father telling Nathan that he will guide him into the room step by step, as did his father. He spoke of their destiny as Prescotts and told Nathan he wanted him to take over someday. The Prescott family obviously likes dark, twisted art, and Nathan's father has purchased both a giant printer for the dark room, as well as a high-tech, expensive monochrome camera for Nathan. This strongly suggests that the dark room and what's happening in there is no secret to Sean Prescott, and that Sean Prescott is funding the Vortex Club to be able to acquire more victims for the dark room. It is indicated that the Prescotts have knowledge of future events, with their talk of destiny, and also naming the bunker Stormbreaker. We can assume that they know about the oncoming tornado. The Tobanga statue seems to play an important role in all of this as well, since it is referred to several times throughout the game, and Nathan once attempted to steal it.
You should learn a little history about your alma mater. You'll find some fascinating facts. There's a lot of power in this region. I think it helps the creative juices flow around here. Oh, Max, nobody even knows who brought the Tobanga here. It was likely stolen from the South Pacific by local fishermen. But I know what you're saying. There's a lot of energy here.
More evidence of Nathan's struggle against his teachings is how he feels about Rachel Amber and what happened to her. Nathan has clearly been affected by what happened to Rachel in the dark room.
Rachel in the dark room. Rachel in the dark room. Over and over. That's it.
The scribbles of Rachel in the dark room show that what happened is on his mind often, In this, Nathan almost acts like a victim himself, as if he was too forced into the events with Rachel Amber. When we show up at the diner wearing Rachel's clothes, Nathan looks genuinely happy to see her, almost relieved.
Rachel? Whatever the fuck.
Evidence in the game also hints that Nathan hasn't always been a bad person.
That looks like a totally fun show. Even Nathan has a light side.
Along with Victoria, Hayden seems to speak highly of him, as well as Nathan's sister.
Please. Nathan is like everybody's voodoo doll. Kill the rich kid. He's alright and a fun guy to hang with. Fuck the haters.
His sister left home because of their father and encouraged Nathan to stand up to Sean Prescott. Perhaps Nathan is still rebelling against what his father wants, and with each victim he is getting progressively more upset and unstable.
Shit about my father or me. Nobody here does.
Okay. A binder marked Victoria, but it's empty.
Look, the next one says Kate.
Throughout the game, Nathan and Victoria are shown to be close friends. They email each other continuously and are shown together many times. Nathan even shows up, possibly to comfort Victoria, after Kate's attempted suicide. If Nathan was informed that Victoria would be the next victim, it most likely would have upset him and caused him to act out more than usual. If Nathan found out that his best friend was on the hit list for the dark room, I do not believe it is too far-fetched to believe that he would try to save her, and that he would finally stand up to his father and completely rebel against what he has been taught.
Nathan is like one of my best friends. Yes, he takes serious meds, but that's not his fault. His family treats him like a total freak just because he has little meltdowns. To be honest, Nathan has been freaking me out lately. He's not here and I haven't seen him.
I believe it's entirely possible that Nathan may snap and try to save Max and Victoria in episode 5. Or perhaps he is using Max and Chloe to distract Jefferson from Victoria by luring them to the junkyard with the text in episode 4. Either way, there is more going on with Nathan than just being mentally unstable. I believe there is a reason for it, and that reason is Sean Prescott. In my opinion, Sean Prescott is the real villain. Jefferson and Nathan are merely pawns in his game.
I'm so sick of people trying to control me!